Hello, folks. My name is Mel Carmine, and we are right in the middle of a tectonic shift, the biggest wealth transfer that is going to hit this entire planet like a tsunami on steroids. This will never happen again, at least not in our lifetime. Many of you still have the opportunity to get in right now. Joining our Telegram group is perhaps the smartest thing you'll ever do, and it won't cost you a single dime. We have tens of thousands of patriots waiting for you, and they'll take you by the hand to teach you the ropes so that you don't get slaughtered. Not the global reset. This is not the global reset, but rather the quantum financial system reset, the one that's attached to Nasara Jasara. It's coming at us at 800 miles an hour. The question is, are you ready? Are you in position to receive wealth beyond your wildest dreams? There are 6 to 8 tokens that are going to completely and entirely dominate this landscape. And no, it's not Bitcoin or Ethereum. Join our Telegram group today. In regards to the central bank digital currencies, a lot of people out there that don't understand because they haven't been in the movie theater as long as some of us. And the central bank digital currency, if you listen to all the propaganda out there and all the bullshit, you're going to walk down the street and you got a box around your body that tells the government your social score, if you're a good little slave or if you're not a good little slave. Imagine me walking down the street. I have a box that says 900 trillion minus zero. Okay, so look, it's ridiculous. It's never going to happen. When people get wind of what that is, where you can, if you're a good little slave, you could buy a loaf of bread. And if you're not a good little slave, you can't. Give me a break. That system will never see the light of day. People don't want to be enslaved. People want freedom. Okay? This is what we're in right now. We're about to get our freedom. Jasara Nasara is total freedom. All right? We put the document here. We found the original document thanks to El Capo, the Tutti Capi, Mirko, the boss. Okay? Folks, this is a collaborated effort. This is a team effort of people bringing information together that you're not going to see on mainstream news or, MSNBC. Who's that guy? Kramer, that idiot. That's the last guy in the world you ever want to get, financial advice on. This guy's a complete moron. He can't stand you. He's part of that, elite group. Or at least he thinks he is. Needless to say, folks, stay in positive cash flow. Stay in positive health. Keep investing. You'll get your day in the sun. Now, in regards to the central bank digital currency, getting back to that argument, why in the world do we need to put another bridge on the blockchain? Ask yourself that question. Why do we need to put a second bridge on the blockchain where everything has to travel through the XRP and then it has to go through the central bank digital currency and then it goes to wherever it needs to go? No, it can go peer-to-peer. The banks know that. See, the banksters are good at one thing. They're great at killing people, disappearing people, but they're not good at running software companies to build the next digital currency. When they realize that their goose is cooked and they try to get back into Garlinghouse's good graces, they said, don't worry about it. We're going to build you the central bank digital currency. He's basically fluffing their balls. You understand? Central bank digital currency is never going to happen. And it pisses me the hell off like you can't believe watching XRP Army 1.0 out there talking about central bank digital currency, they're talking about the Kabuki Theater lawsuit. They're talking about Gensler. They're talking about Hinman. They're talking about the same old shit over and over and over again. Central bank digital currency, not one of them has been able to explain to me how the central bank digital currency is going to have a place in this new system, this new financial system. It has no place. This is why the struggle, folks. This is why XRP's, 38 cents, 35 cents, 32 cents.
We have already moved trillions of dollars. Never made a mistake. We are scalable to 3.5 trillion transactions per second. We're going into this new world of 50 quadrillion minimum. That's a very conservative estimate when you start to really crunch the numbers. You don't have to be a rocket scientist or a mathematician to figure this out. Southeast Asia, 90+% unbanked. Africa, 90+% unbanked. India, same thing. The UBI. I'm telling you, we're going into a world that's going to be intense by a factor of minimum 10, more intense than the old world. Market cap, all this bullshit, all of it disappears. Every bit of it. You will see. It's all coming. Jasara Nasara is very real. By the way, I'm going to have Dr. Scott Young on my show. This guy, I talked to him via email a year ago. He was like, well, I just believe in God. I believe in the Bible. I don't believe in Nasara Jasara. He was so down and out on Nasara. He just didn't understand it. Now he's got like a 9-degree black belt on Jasara. This guy is amazing. Okay, what a turnaround. Now, he's still not completely, totally on board with digital assets and XRP. So I might have to sort of, figure out how I'm going to be able to rewire his brain. But I'll get him to come around on that too. Now, wait until you see, because this guy's got knowledge that is like literally off the charts. I can't wait to have him on. He's really good. He's shocked the hell out of me, I'll tell you that. Anyway, folks, don't worry about the central bank digital currency. The boogeyman is going to go away. For the new people, and there's always new people coming in, that's why I always keep my story the same. I wish I could change my story. My story is never going to change. I might tell it a different way, or I may bring in a guy like Dr. Scott Young to come in and help us explain it in his own words to keep you guys entertained and keep you guys engaged. But the reality is, folks, how can I explain this? The liquidity is the most important word you're ever going to learn in this whole entire space. Liquidity. The liquidity of this marketplace, it has to equal the XRP. It has to equal the XRP. In other words, if you got 50 billion XRP that are sitting in escrow with a company called Ripple, which is in a lawsuit with the SEC and has, in my opinion, already merged with the Treasury, I can tell you that this company is not allowed to leave the United States, and there's a reason for that, because they created the most powerful monetary system in the history of the world, in the most powerful nation in the world, called the United States of America. You think the United States of America politicians, who are most of them are gangsters, are going to say, oh yeah, sure, no problem, go ahead, go hang out in Singapore. Not going to happen. Whatever's left of the Treasury and the IRS and the Federal Reserve is going to form a new bank, and they will, or they already have, merged with Ripple, the ones that own that 50 billion, okay? That 50 billion escrow is worth a lot of money, and that's why they're not allowed to leave the United States of America. Stamp that in your brain, please, okay? Stamp that in your brain, please. Now, you take 50 billion escrow, and it has to move all of the liquidity on Earth. We fast forward going into Nasara Jasara. We're talking 50 quadrillion dollars conservatively. 50 billion tokens divided by 50 quadrillion moving on planet Earth every single year is $1 million per XRP. This is just basic, pluses and minuses and division. This is not algebra. This is not calculus. I'll repeat, 50 quadrillion that has to move in this new Nasara Jasara world divided by the King Kong, which is XRP, the 50 billion that are sitting in escrow, hence the reason why they're not allowed to leave the United States of America. They're not going to allow that. 50 billion divided by 50 quadrillion dollars per year that moves on planet Earth is $1 million XRP. Will there be a buyout? Possibly. Very possible. We shall see how this cookie's going to crumble. And there is your 101 education on XRP and why it's not allowed to leave the United States for all you new people. Your new people are the most important people coming into the space, and we want to keep it simple. If I start sounding like Anderson Pooper and I start using sophisticated words and give you all these difficult charts and I sound too intelligent, you guys are going to walk away because you won't know what the hell it is I'm talking about. I want to keep it simple, stupid, on a level of a pizza guy. This way everybody understands. And I'm always going to keep it simple. Thank you. There's a lot of new people coming in and they say, oh, Mel, XRP is involved with BlackRock and Vanguard and this and that and Bill Gates. And yes, it's all true. But I always say technology is going to be either used for good or for bad. Depending on who wins, if the good guys win, the technology is going to be used for good. The bad guys win, it'll be used for bad. It's very, very simple. But going forward, Ripple, in my opinion, is going to become the new world bank. Okay? Yes, the dollar is about to lose its status as being global reserve currency. There's no question about that. Yes, it's all about to come down. There is no question about that. However, I will tell you this, okay? This is the reason why XRP, again, is not allowed to leave the United States, because they're going to be the global reserve bridge currency. What's to stop them? What's to stop them once they realize, hey, this thing is scalable to 3.5 trillion transactions per second. Never made a mistake. It moves quadrillions, many, many quadrillions of dollars per year. What's to stop them to embrace XRP as the new US dollar and make it again the global reserve standard? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. We've been at this for 7 years. If you want to include the fact that I got involved with this stupid thing called OneCoin, 7.5. It was an education. This whole thing's been one big educational process. This is not the kind of stuff you can go to your local government indoctrination camp and you're going to learn the stuff. No, you're going to learn it right here. When I got involved with the XRP, I had 3 Bitcoins that we had mined through various opportunities. And I was all on board with down with the man, down with the banks, down with the institutions. I can't stand these things that have enslaved us. I bought into that sales pitch from the Bitcoin Nancy's. I got to be honest with you. It was my wife that said, hey, XRP is the one. So I gave her $50 just to shut her up. She wouldn't stop. And she bought 12,500 XRP. Some of you have heard me tell the story on the podcasts. And then I started to watch the videos because she forced me to. And then I said, oh, she's right. It is the one. But when I realized how difficult this all was, it had to be done this way. We had to start the Telegram group. We had to start all these different, because there's no way that this pizza guy and me and my wife are going to figure out this whole thing. And because the average person, my wife is very smart with computers, truth be told. And she figures out a lot of stuff that most people can't. But that's my wife. Most of you out there wouldn't do 5% of what she could do, and then you'd give up. But I said, if we could bring all the people and everybody's got a piece of the puzzle, eventually we're going to get everybody to be able to buy these assets. See, to me, sticking it to the man has a whole new meaning now. To me, sticking it to the man is getting the average Joe Bob, Billy Joe Bob, that lives in Montana or lives in Colorado, the average Jane Joe, to become multi-billionaires. The more billionaires I can create by telling them the story about XRP Ripple and XLM and XDC, the better I feel. Because I know the cabal hates that. Anything the cabal hates, Mel loves. And I'm having the time of my life, believe me. And I can't wait for them to say, man, that son of a bitch down there in Costa Rica just couldn't shut the hell up about XRP. Yeah, you betcha. Absolutely. Folks, we have a very unique opportunity here to literally take over the world. Yeah, it's not about you having all these, yachts and jet aircrafts, which are all going to go away, by the way. You'll have machines that will travel so fast you won't need a lot of this stuff. Everything's going into free energy technology. That's why they don't want Trump back. He wants to give you, the people, the power, which is he's going to give you back, your finances, is going to give you back a situation where it makes you the bank. He's going to give you Jassara and Asara. He's going to give you life extension technology, which I bet he already knows about Dr. Sandra's technology. He's going to give you free energy technology. So he's, in essence, going to make the petrol industry disappear. The medical industry hurt them really, really bad. I mean, obviously, look, like Dr. Young said in one of his interviews yesterday, if you break your leg, you still got to go to the hospital. Yes, absolutely. But the reality is, we're about to take our planet back, folks, in ways that most of you people who are just coming into the space now can't even imagine. My advice to you is go to QFS1776.com, immerse yourself. You have to become a student. Again, you don't have a choice. Because we're going to burn down the old world. We're never going back to it because there's nothing to go back to. And out of the ashes will rise the phoenix. And that phoenix is XRP. You're about to get fabulously wealthy. Together, all of us can and we will take over the world. See, it's up to you guys out there. You guys, especially who know about XRP, who know about this channel, who know about QFS1776.com, perhaps the most incredible website to be developed in this specific time to do a specific job to educate the masses on a level that is elementary in nature. See, folks, for all you new folks that are just coming into the space, these videos are all over the internet, but they're not put in a chronological order. It took us a long time to gather them all up and put them in it. Find the most elementary videos, put them in a chronological order that made absolute sense so that the average person out there with average intelligence can look at them and say, oh, okay, I get this. This is what's coming. Yes, exactly. Now it becomes your job. You folks out there play the most intricate part of this entire operation, this entire digital operation. You are the digital soldiers, and you are expected to do your job. You are expected to tell people about this because, imagine somebody coming to you and say, you know what? I remember you talking vaguely about XRP, blah, blah, blah. And they're maybe next door neighbors that you had Thanksgiving over their house or Christmas dinner, and you're good friends, but you never told them about it. And all of a sudden, because you had a couple of dollars you become fabulously wealthy. You become a 100 millionaire or a multi-billionaire, whatever. They're going to come knock on your door. And they're going to say, you son of a bitch, you knew about XRP. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you allow me to make up my own mind? Folks, you got to open up your mouth. You got to spread all of these promos that we put in here. We don't make these promos for us. We don't have enough hours in a day. Amber and I, we need the recipe on how we can clone ourselves 9 times each. Literally. We depend on you folks. We're not, CNN or MSNBC or these, conglomerates that have hundreds of millions of dollars war chest. We depend on you folks to get the word out there. One person telling 10 people, and those 10 people telling 10 people, and that process happens 9 times. You reach 1 billion people. Now, I'm not foolish enough to believe that 1 billion people are going to come running here. But even if 1% of 1 billion people come check us out, and they understand what this is, and we repeat that process over and over and over and over again, just sort of like multi-level marketing. One person recruiting 10, 10 recruiting 10, 9 times 1 billion people. We can change the world. It's that powerful. Nothing can stop what is coming. The Q movement is very real. When I told my wife, I said, you know what? The XRP Army 1.0 has it all wrong. This is all bullshit. When I told her I was going to tie the Q movement into 45, into the Jasara and Asara, into XRP, into low-lying satellites, into the computers in Reno, Spain, and Dubai, the quantum computers, and the army, and all of it, she thought I was crazy. Not so crazy anymore, am I? Because there are people that have connected dots, like the map guy, Dylan, who's been on my show at least 2 times. Now you got guys like Jimmy Valley doing shows, and he's got the map guy's map as his backdrop. Folks, they all know about Jasara and Asara. Every one of them. But they're not going to come over until there's nothing left to tell, until it's so vividly clear, until it's so crystal clear that they have absolutely no choice but to come over and join us. I wanted them to come over a long time ago simply because I want to push the envelope and I want to expedite Nasara Jasara. I'm getting tired of this war. Not that I'm getting battle fatigue, because I'm ready to take my XRP vitamins this morning and I'm ready to rumble all over again, believe me. This is a war that we must win, and the way we win is with you, the digital soldier. 27,000 plus tokens out there. 99.99999% of them are going to all go away. The ISOs is where you need to be focused on. Folks, when you understand at some point the XRP Ripple story will be told, and it will be the greatest story ever told. Think about this for 1 second. Out of 27,000 tokens, out of all these different companies out there, most of them are scams. Almost all of them. Maybe 50 tokens will be left standing at the very most when it's all said and done. That's it. That's going to be in your entire space. Out of all these tokens, the only people that get to go to Antarctica, it's us. The only people that get invited to the G7, the G20, the G30, all these banks who are all getting ready to adopt XRP. There's a video out there called, I think it's Bank XRP, BANK, okay, XRP altogether. It's a 4-hour video. All these banks on stage basically saying, yeah, we're adopting XRP. The banks of the future will not be called banks. They'll be called financial service centers. They will have to adopt PolySign. They're not going to have a choice. They're not going to be able to bleed you because we're going to be under a new jurisdiction called Nasara Jasara. Okay? Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, Christine Lagarde get invited about a year and a half ago or so to Antarctica. Why, out of 27,000 tokens out there, that particular group? Ask yourself the question. Why are we the ones that keep getting invited to the Central Bank of England meeting, the Central Bank of, Canada, Central Bank of Australia? It's always XRP Ripple. It's never Bitcoin. It's never Ethereum. It's always us. If we are not the one, then who the hell are we? Think about that for a second. Now, if any of you guys ever wanted to take any of my audios and upload them to YouTube and monetize, go have at it. You have full green light. All right, proceed. I have no problems with that. This to me is a lot bigger than making money. This is about me bringing along for the ride as many people as possible that would never otherwise have a chance. And I'm very passionate about what I do. So again, if you guys want to take my videos on YouTube and download them and put them on your own channel and they allow you to monetize, or put them on your own TikTok and they allow you to monetize, by all means, go have at it. Total green light. If you want something from us in writing, we'll give it to you in writing. But you have a green light to do so. Thank you.